It's easy to get lost in the world. Easy to feel every problem and every bit of suffering. And it's almost impossible to not feel all the wrong happening in your life. If only, becomes the cry we all weep and shout as we wonder how life could be different. Why did everything go so wrong? That's the question. At some point we all ask it. How did everything go so wrong? We wonder and probe the past, trying to create an elaborate picture of what went wrong and what went right. Trying as we might to figure out how everything came to be, thinking that if we can figure it out, then we can make it better. And sometimes we succeed, and sometimes we fail. But all times, we suffer endlessly and constantly. We think about how our lives aren't what we want them to be, wonder and fear about how life could turn out, and are saddened by all the failure and pain that happened in our past. But beneath all that pain and sadness and anger is something that most people will have a hard time accepting. Beneath the hurt that wraps itself around the soul and leaves us feeling broken, beyond the moral judgments that we use to guide our lives and think of good and evil, past that sense of self that you are so sure is real and that makes you feel like everything is happening to you, you find a terrifying truth. One that to even begin to think about makes most people very anxious. That there is nothing truly wrong in life. There are painful things. There is loss. There are things that happen that feel unbearable. The horrors and stories are all around us. Death and destruction, torture and inhumanity, poverty and sickness. The list could go on and on. There is so much that truly feels painful and horrible. But does that make them wrong? What is wrong? When you say wrong, what do you mean? For most people, when they say something is wrong, they mean that it is either factually untrue or that it is morally, legally, or ethically bad. But what does any of that mean? Endlessly we can go back and back, but eventually we come to the truth. It is wrong because we think it is wrong. And our thoughts are our only guide to the world. But why does any of that matter? And maybe it doesn't. Maybe you like living in the world every day, feeling overwhelmed by all that's happening. Maybe you think it's your ethical and moral duty to feel sad and dismayed at the plight of others suffering. Maybe. But there's always something in life that will keep you from getting peace. Something that will cause you to suffer. Something in the world for you to think as wrong, and thus something that keeps you in your mind judging the world. And as long as you think about the world, think in the dualistic idea of right and wrong, you will stay stuck in the world. You don't have to forever give up your judgment of the world. If you want to judge it, no one will stop you from doing it. But if you could take a moment to step away from that feeling that things must be right or wrong, that there must be a good and a bad, holy and evil, when you can let go of your desire to be able to condemn the things that are painful and praise the things that make you feel good, then it's easier to start to see life in a very different way. I knew a person who one day got into a horrible car accident. He was pinned in his vehicle, stuck and unable to move. Instead of panic and horror, he said he felt a wave of calm wash over every part of his body. He realized that in that moment, that there wasn't anything in the entire universe that was out of place. That everything he had ever done in his life happened exactly to the second as it was supposed to. That there wasn't one thing in all of existence that wasn't exactly what it was supposed to be. When you can accept that there isn't anything wrong, that the world is playing out beautifully and perfectly exactly as it's supposed to, then you can also understand that your life is exactly as it's supposed to be right now. That all the challenges, all the pains, all the struggles, that everything that you think of as a difficulty is just another aspect of existence, of living life. When you realize that all that you experience and all that you do is directly related to all that is happening, even beyond your awareness, you will begin to realize that life isn't as serious as so many people try to make it out to be. That truly life is more like a game meant to be played and enjoyed, or a movie in which your attention is captured and you lose yourself in the narratives and stories. Or a perfect dance, done on beat and on rhythm, moving gracefully and elegantly across the vast cosmos of life. Anything but how we so often suffer it and experience it. You can realize that life is only what our minds make it to be, that we define our existence and everything that happens to us, and we can realize that we can just live what happens and let it go. When you stop defining your life, you begin to actually experience it outside of the realm of your mind. And when you begin to experience the world outside of the realm of your mind, there is one thing that you will become absolutely and completely certain of, that there is no separation between you and anything else. That you are not this person living a life of quiet desperation. That you were never this person. You were a wave in the cosmic ocean of existence, and you simply forgot that simple truth. There is nothing that is not you. There is nothing that is not consciousness. What you think of as an objective reality are photons bouncing off of atoms, entering your retina and being translated in your brain to be what you see. Every touch is electrons repelling electrons, and signals are sent to the brain, and the brain processes it as a touch and a feel. Every sound you hear are waves traveling through the air and being processed in your mind. If you want to know what the inside of your head truly looks like, look no further than everything you're seeing right now. This is what your mind has interpreted the world around you. Therefore, everything you truly think of as life has always been just inside your head, keeping you from truly being in the flow of existence, always separating yourself, making you the center of your own story, a narrative that is woven together through memories and experiences, reinforced by your behaviors and your actions, none of which you need to spend all your life so completely attached to, but you do so often. But if you simply stop, let your mind take a break, stop thinking, stop second guessing, just stop, be in the silence of your mind, in the silence of your thoughts, you can find peace. Not as some way of denying the world or existence, but instead of experiencing it without judgment or fear, and seeing that even the darkest moments are exactly what they are in that moment, that they can't be any other way in that moment, that they are then, in fact, exactly what is. And when you do that, there is a peace that will never leave you. Hey, wait 1 second. I've got something big to share with you. Thanks for watching that video. If you made it this far, you hopefully enjoyed it. And if you enjoyed it, we put out one at least every other day. Hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notifications at the bottom of the video. And keep an eye out for the next video. Also, I'm building a community of people who want to transform their lives over a year. It's called the Cosmic Joke Challenge. If you want to find out what the Cosmic Joke Challenge is, you'll learn that and more in our 100% free Facebook group, which will be growing a library of content not available on YouTube. The link will be available in the description box below. Click it, join, and start transforming your life today.